There we go. All right. Great. All right. Happy to see you all. It's a little bit bright out. It's not that dark, dismal stuff that yesterday was. All right. It's winter in New England. We roll with it as best that we can. And happy Friday, February 4th. As I said, Olympics start this weekend. So very much looking forward to them. I love the summer, but I really love the winter Olympics. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. So coming to a comfortable seated place. Feeling your sit bones reaching down towards the earth, to the warm earth. Picture yourself, perhaps as you close your eyes, picturing yourself in some sort of warm, happy place for you. Where the earth, or maybe you're sitting on beach sand. That sand is nice and warm, gentle breezes. So just thinking about how nurturing all of that warmth is for your body. And allowing the muscles to settle. And as you close your eyes, allowing your mind to take its focus away from solving world and personal problems, the mind comes away from that and just comes to center down on the breath and an awareness of yourself spatially. And that is that, for instance, you have your hands on your knees or your thighs. So even with your eyes closed, you know precisely how much room that you're taking. It's called proprioception. So that idea that we don't run into things most of the time because we know where we are. We have this sense of being able to move around items. It's not foolproof, however, because we certainly do run into things occasionally. But in this moment in time, in this lotus position, we know exactly where we are. From this center, we move outward. Just deepening your breath, separating your jaws, upper and lower. You can allow a nice deep exhale. Maybe you begin to feel the in and out of the breath moving, sternum forward, rib cage forward, and then retracting back. Visualizing this breath. Beginning to hear it. Let's take our hands and place them one on top of the other on our abdomen. Inhale, feel that abdomen moving outward. And exhale in. Inhale, fill with fresh air. Exhale, release what you don't need. Inhale. And exhale. Feeling that belly move backwards. Inhale. And exhale. Now taking one of these hands and placing it up right over your heart space. And feeling the whole front body open up with the inhale. And retract with the exhale. Open. And retract. One more time. And retract. Now taking your hands together, let's rub them together. Let's create some heat. And then place one hand over the other onto your heart space. Some self-care here. And again, rubbing those hands together, creating heat, and then placing both hands on the abdomen, the core, the essence of our being, located here. Nice. And then take the hands back onto your thighs or your knees, and just come into a slow motion, circling of the waist. Remembering we're at the beginning of class, so just exploring how deeply you want to take the circling, whether you want to include your head or not. Pause and come to circle in the other direction. Thinking about this as a moving meditation, something that you can do without thinking about it, and yet let your brain focus on the parts of the body that are moving. Smooth silkiness of this movement. One more. And come back. Let's bring our focus now to our spine. Let's bring the shoulders up one time and just let them retract down. Visualizing now the spine as each vertebra stacks one on top of the other, starting with the tailbone, the fused sacrum, up into the lumbar, thoracic, and cervical, right up into the support of the head. So feeling that length, and now just take and tip your head forward, just lengthening the cervical vertebra in the neck. Let the head just hang here heavy. At the same time, you keep your shoulders back. And you're also breathing. And now just take the chin side to side, exploring this motion, just in awareness if there's any tightness at all. Great. And now bring the head through, up and over, look out over your left shoulder. Take the right hand down, tiptoe, fingertip those fingers out and away as you look in the opposite direction. Always being aware of the vertebrae stacked one on top of the other. And now just come through center, looking towards the right. Take the left fingertips, just let them migrate slightly away so that you've got a nice, gentle, easeful stretch from the ear down through the shoulder, out through the fingertips. Great. Back over to the left side. This time take an angle the chin down towards your armpit. Take the right hand and just fingertip it back just a little bit. Keeping it away from the body, but back just a little bit farther so you deepen the stretch. Breathe into that stretch. And again, circle the head down, take it out, look out over the right, fingertip the left, fingers back, walk them back slightly behind you, and then take the chin so it points down towards your armpit. Breathe. And lift and come to center. Let both hands come back. Take and interlace them behind you. Slight press of the sternum forward as you gaze upward. Slide those hands down and maybe your clasped fists touch the floor. Great. Now let them reach out to the corners and walls of your room. Take them up into cactus and then bring them together to get that just luscious stretch between the shoulder blades. Inching those fingers up as high as you're comfortable, just increasing the stretch between the shoulder blades. as you move upward. Open, circle them back, bring them back behind you, interlace. Now exaggerate the press forward just a little bit more so you begin to feel this in your hips. And now release up and bring them down again in front of you. And bring them back and forward and back. Now switch the legs out before we come up again, out, cactus together. If you'd like, taking right elbow into left. You've got a little bit of that pretzel eagle arm. And reverse. Equal time. Great. Sweep. Forward, interlace. Now, fingertip yourself around. Keep your body forward. We've hip hinged forward. Fingertip those fingers forward. At the same time, you're pressing that tailbone down into the ground. We're getting this really nice stretch in the hips right now. Get the shoulders down away from your earlobes. Walk back, back. And now just open those arms up. Open them so they come back and gaze upward. Release. Hip hinge, fingertip forward. Maybe you come a tad bit more forward. So you really do want to feel this all in those hips, a little bit in the glutes maybe. Now taking fingertips so you come over to your right side, bringing that arm over to create a twist. Lengthening from the fingers out and through the opposite hip. So you might be feeling a nice stretch right in the rib cage. Walk the fingers back, lift up, turn, hand come down, and walk them forward. Come to that edge. So you can breathe some fresh air right into that stretch, encouraging those muscles to stretch and flex. Nice. Fingertip back forward, back up, reach up, and side, and side, and side. Nice. Great. Pause, twist over to the left and bring both hands down to the outside of your thigh, lowering those shoulders down. Nice. Inhale the arms up, twist to the other side and down. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's keep it moving. Inhale up and exhale down. Finding your pace, inhaling up and exhaling down. Two more, up and down and up and down. Both up, open, exaggerate, sternum forward, arms back, and release down. Great. Let's bring our legs forward. Sliding them out, flexing those toes. Coming to that place where you're in your seated mountain, maybe a little bit of a support in the back with a blanket or your blocks. Flexion of the feet, shoulders down. Nice. So shoulders over hips. Thinking about that, thinking about nice length in the neck. Relaxing the jaw. Keeping that breath moving in and out. If you're feeling tightness here, see if with the inhale, you can send that breath to wherever you're feeling tight. Release the flexion a little bit if that would be a more easeful way to sit. So hands can be here on your lap, or they could be right at your side. Or at your side. One more. Release, bending those knees, keeping them nice and wide apart. Have something on either side or one thing to start off on your left side. We're going to go side to side, add the twist, and then we'll recline onto in a reclining twist. So just to start with, we're just going to go side to side with the legs, warming up the hips. Nice. All right, now we're going to add the arms. So coming up, twisting around and behind. And we'll keep this moving as well. You can determine your own speed. You don't have to go at mine. Perhaps your head is moving a little bit farther around each time. All right, here's one to the right. As we come around to the left, we're going to hold it, reaching back and around, lining up whatever you're going to let yourself rest on. Walk your hands forward, come to your elbows, and then down. And then your arms come as far forward as is comfortable, starting on your elbows, and then maybe you slide the arms out just a bit. Maybe your forehead is on a blanket. Staying here and letting yourself really come into your breath here. Finding all those areas that you haven't stretched for a while. Feeling your back rib cage expand. With your next inhale, walk those hands back. We're going to come down to the other side. So taking the legs over to the right, bringing the arm around to each side of your support, sliding down to your elbows, and then forehead. Reaching those hands and arms as far forward as you can. And stay and keep breathing. Your mind might have wanted to go off somewhere. Keep it focused on your breath. Nice expansion and retraction. And now with your next inhale, walk those hands back. Come back around to the front. And come into a seated position. Feet on the mat. So we're creating a number of V's here. Here's an upside down V. Here's another V. All right. And we're keeping our shoulders still over our hips. Pressing those big toes into the floor. Placing your hands just under your knees. Sternum comes forward. As you come in, bend the elbows. As you come back, let the arms lengthen forward If you'd like, look, Ma, no hands. Nice and slow. You can let yourself go farther back if you like. Totally up to you. But keep the integrity of the core, keeping the integrity of your spine. Press those feet into the floor. One more. Come up and let the arms relax. Inhale and exhale. All right, arms out, coming back, pausing wherever you'd like. Slide the feet in towards you, lift them up. Draw the shoulders back, gaze straight ahead, sternum straight ahead. Really make use of your breath here. We're exerting effort, we're working. 3, 2, 1, feet down, inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. All right, again, sliding back, coming into the boat pose. Legs up, arms up. Sometimes this makes you feel like you're more balanced, whatever works for you. You can always take your feet down, take a rest, bring them back up. You can lean back a little bit further if you want to challenge yourself. And 3, 2, 1, feet down, come back in. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to do it one more time. Slide those hands back. Lift the feet up. Arms extended forward. You can add a little bit of a bicycle motion if you'd like. Or just hold them up. Thinking about the V we've got going here. Good. 3, 2, 1. Cross the legs. Elbows down. Couple of inhales and exhales. Great. Now taking yourself into child's pose and wagging your hips side to side. Inhale, coming up to table pose, widen those fingers out. And we're going to take the low back, the lumbar region, and just do some pelvic tilts. Good. Nice. Take it into neutral. One more time, walk the hands forward, slide back into child's pose. This time take the ribs side to side, ribs, ribs. Inhale, bring yourself up, curl your toes, walk the hands back, either pausing right here or coming up to a squat. Pressing the heels down, even though they won't actually touch the floor, press them down so you get a really nice stretch in the Achilles. So you can work your way up to standing from here, or you can come forward, curl the toes, and come into down dog, pressing back through the hips. And again, pressing down on the heels. They may or may not come to the floor. And as you are ready, bringing yourself up to standing. Yes. Great. All right. Coming to standing. I feel looser. I hope you do. That felt good. And coming to just reorganize in a standing posture, getting those vertebrae lined up again, shoulders back, just the usual checklist of reminders about coming into axial alignment. Feet in the number 11. And let those arms just come right up. Breathing so that you feel your abdomen moving outward. And release. And inhale. And release. Relax the shoulders. Great. Take them out into our cactus arms, widen the stance. Take the toes out to the corners. Sink down into goddess. Open up. Take it into a little twist. Nice. Back to center. Inhale up, 5-pointed star. And come on down. Scissor the feet back together. Roll the shoulders. Great. Other direction. Arms come together, interlace, press forward. In, out, in, out. Since we're all in our homes, and this is what's a change for me, when I'm in the studio, I don't do a lot of really exuberant moves because we don't want full air exchanges in there. Down, but we can do them, or I can do them when I'm at home. Okay, we're going to clear the slate. So taking one hand on top of the other, bringing it up, feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Have your knees ready for some movement. So it's the clear the slate where we bring it down, inhale up, inhale up, inhale up. Let's really exchange some air. Build up some energy. Get our hearts pumping. Exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So we're filled, fresh oxygen. Using those growth muscles, the ones in the legs and the glutes. One more. And release. Inhale, exhale. And release. One more time. Inhale. And now the follow-up movement to clearing the slate is to add positive energy. So again, knees are loose, hands point forward, and take and pick up that energy and let it fall down. Inhale. Thinking about all the positive ideas and thoughts that are out there that we're tapping into from each other and from those in our lives, from strangers. Two more. Releasing our own, last one, our own positive thoughts. And again, let yourself come to a resting place. Inhale. All right, now we're going to conjure up the wind, not the cold wind that's out there, but a warm, cleansing wind. So again, widening that stance, probably a little bit wider, getting ready to make your own magical wind. And we're going to side and side and side and side. Release. Release what's not serving you. Release what you can't solve, what you can't fix. Let it go. Release. Invigorating yourself with this positive flow of new thoughts, new perspective, changing your perspective. And begin to slow it down. The wind is calming. Begin to slow down. And just bring your hands and arms down at your side. Your body, your muscles you're craving a new batch of oxygen. Okay, one more. Something I don't do in the studio at all, but that I love is the breath of joy. So this is the 3 inhales and the exhales. The inhales are the front, side, front, exhale, release. And since we are in our own homes, we can release as much as we want. Use knee bends. So ready, set, go. Inhale. Make some noise. Ha! Let your anger out. Ha! If you have any. Whew. 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 Ha! Whew. 2 more. And release. Let yourself come to absolute stillness as your body comes into recovery, repair, replenishment. Bring in that fresh air. The good thing about weather like this is that it's cleansing weather filled with negative ions. As I've said, Santa Ana winds have positive ions. They're dry, dirty winds because they picked up so much along the way. This is like ocean air. It's very cleansing, very good for you. Wonderful. I'm feeling like some warriors now. Okay. I'm going to put my left foot forward, my right back, twist my body. Warrior 1. You're probably still in recovery. So just allowing yourself to move through these at your own pace. We'll do the series that we do, the Warrior 1, 2, and reverse. But let your body decide for you how fast you want to move through them. taking our more exuberant movements, quieting them down. And go through it 3 full times on each side. Feeling with each warrior 1 and 2 how you lift and ground at the same time. And how you move methodically through each phase of this. And how familiar it is. How your body knows what to do. And just come back to standing mountain again to regroup. Inhale. When you're ready, we'll widen our stance. We have our feet in parallel. Bend down, hip hinge back. Take your hands or your forearms to your thighs. And just hang here in the huddle and do a few pelvic tilts here. And now take and just move side to side, pressing against the thigh as you go side to side, opening up those adductors. Inner thigh, gorgeous. One more. Come to center, untuck. Bring that tailbone under, turn the toes to the corners, arms out. Bring yourself down into goddess. Thinking about this opening of your adductors. Good. And just bring the hands together, arms together, and lift until you can't lift anymore. And back out. Legs, arms, 5-pointed star. Back down into goddess. And right away, we're going to tip the pelvis back and come down into the huddle again. This time, just go side. If it's available, just taking your feet when you're in the huddle and making them parallel. Side to side. Keeping a nice lift through the belly button. Come back to center. Tuck that tailbone under. Rise up. Turn the toes out. 5-pointed star again. Proprioception. Think about how much more space you're taking than we did when we were seated. And down into goddess. And how powerfully you're presenting yourself. Let's do those twists again. Be nice and easy with this. So you're just swiveling your torso over your stationary lower body. Keep that squeeze of the shoulder blades to keep your arms separate from each other. One more. 5-pointed star. And release down. Bring the feet back together, shake them out. Nice. Let's bring our chair into play here. Okay, great. Let me just stand at it and just take yourself back into a back bend. Arms can be out, arms can be on the chair, belly button reaching towards the chair. So you make a nice curve. Come back through standing mountain, walk yourself back, bend into your knees, stick your butt out so that more of your weight is on your heels. Squeeze those toes on the floor. Tuck under. Come back in and back bend. Standing mountain, walk back. And let yourself send your buttocks backwards. Lift up through the belly button and then take your hips side to side. Pause, hinge under, walk forward, and open. And back and pause right here. Okay. Turning. So we have our right side to the chair. Bring the weight over to that right side. Lift up the left leg, holding it up. Gazing straight ahead. If you're on a hard surface, you might experiment with taking the hand up, seeing if that balance is available to you. All right, and now we're going to take it into a back and front. So front, bend the knee. Nice. You can do this arm or not. Totally up to you. Last one, and we'll bring it down. Down. Just take and do a little shuffle on your legs. We're going to stay on this side though. And we're going to take our left leg and send it back. Toes are on the floor. Bend into the front knee and then take the same arm, the left arm out, and maybe you lift the back leg off the floor for warrior 3. And again, if you're feeling stable, you can try to bring that other arm away from the chair. My carpeting is not going to let me do that. Warrior 3. And bring it back, lift it up, and down. Shake it out. Other side. We have our left leg to the chair, weight to the left leg. And lift the right one up. Keep those shoulders back. Gaze straight ahead at some pinpoint of a focus, straight ahead. Something that doesn't start a story in your head. Something neutral. Something you don't have to fix. Stay tall on that balancing leg. And now just take it into forward and back. As you go back, I'm going to talk about curling again. But the move that they make in curling has to do with it in one of their legs. They have to have the most stretched out hip flexors, which is this part right in here for them to get into that low, low, low to the ground, low to the ice movement that they get into. So we're just working our hip flexors right now. And one more. Down, inhale. And exhale. Let's do warrior 3. Again, bringing the weight over to the left side. Take the right leg back, bend into the knee. Take that leg straight back or leave the toes on the floor. And then take the arm out, looking down at the floor. So thinking about being weighted equally front and back with your stable torso. Keep breathing. And again, if you were on a nice hard surface, this might feel a little more stable than if you're on carpeting. And release and come back down. Just shake it out just a little bit. Nice job. Okay, one more thing here. Staying on the same side. Our left hip to the chair. Bring the weight over. We're going to do the infinity circles. So that's our knee being really showy. So it comes in, it goes out, comes in, it goes out. But check out what the hips are doing. All right. And again, feel free to add the arm. Okay. Ice dancing. Nice. One more. And down. Perfect. Perfect 10, I think. Perfect 10, if that's still how they score. Okay, right side, chair. Start nice and lined up. Left leg is going to get this movement going. Keep a nice bend to the straight leg. Feel free to add that nice arm. Great. One more. Up, down, widen, bend into the knees, circle it out. Great. Being aware of how you are stretching the hips when you do this side to side. Reverse direction. Great. And pause. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do the eagle today. So coming to balance on your right leg. Take the left, lift it over, nestle those knees together, bend into those knees, arms come up together, and nest the elbows. Feeling free to come into a hip hinge. So you're leaning slightly forward. So the eagle is ready to take off. And keep breathing. Three, two, one, open up. And away the eagle goes. Other side, of course. Left side to the chair, little bend to the knee. Right leg comes over, nestle them. If you remember which way you crossed your arms, do it the opposite way. Bending. Again, finding a gaze, a place to direct your eyes, something steady, something not moving. Keep breathing. And 3, 2, 1, open up. And again, roll. Roll those hips. Other direction. Nice. Great. All right, we'll meander back down to the floor. Lying down and bringing your knees into your chest. Squeeze them in, feel your low back on the floor. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Just honoring how hard you worked during class today. Maybe slide those knees slightly back and forth, and the head also. Nice and easy. Back through center, straighten those legs up, flex the feet, take the arms up as well. Circling ankles and wrists. Other direction. Pause. Let's do some windshield wiping. Let's point the toes together. Heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Cross at the ankles, and you can bring your arms down at your side and take your legs into some circles, tracing a clock right under your low back. Other direction. Pause. Separate the legs, flex. Bend those knees down towards your armpits. Reach up, grabbing either the bottoms of your feet or ankles, whatever's available to you. Finding that width between your legs where you feel the adductors engaged. And you can maintain it just going side to side. Letting your head move right along. Nice. Okay. Bring the knees together, arms stay outstretched. Take the legs over to the left side. And they're here with snowblowers. That's what you can hear. Inhale the legs up over to the other side. Inhale the legs up. Take the soles of the feet together and take your arms into cactus arms. If your arms don't come all the way down to the floor, cactus arms, find a support for them so you can have your arms on the blanket. Good. Okay. And now let's concentrate on the legs. Great. Breathe into the belly. Feel that breath moving into the belly and out, almost like you're creating a pelvic tilt here. Nice. All right. Bring the legs up. Take the left foot close to the edge of the left side of the mat. Take the right over. Both knees come over to the right and gaze to the left. Nice reclining, extra stretch. Twist. Inhale up. Take the right leg to the right side of the mat. Lift that leg up, cross it over, and both knees come down. Lifting those legs up, taking the arms overhead, and just stretch through fingers and toes and release. And stretch. And release. And stretch. Again, bring the knees in. This time, let them be far apart and take nice, deep side to side rolls. And from here, feel free to stretch out into Savasana or come into any other pose that we haven't done today. Like we didn't do the bridge. We didn't do the number 4 stretch. as you're ready, begin to bring some movement to the toes and the fingers, the wrists, ankles. Maybe moving your head side to side. Slowly, as you're ready, rolling to one side. And coming to seated. Bringing your hands into prayer. When we walk into our homes, we can relax. Let our hair down and just be ourselves. We feel warm, comfortable, safe, and content. Home is a place where loneliness can disappear. But where is home really? Our true home is what the Buddha called the island of self, the peaceful place inside of us. Oftentimes we don't notice it's there. We don't even really know where we are because our outer and inner environment is filled with noise. We need some quietness to find that island of self. Hands together, inhale. The light in me honors and sees the light in each of you. Walk in peace, rest in peace. Find that silence within yourselves, surround yourself with it. Come to peace. Namaste.